US President Donald Trump says he was not able to arrange a meeting with the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un during his visit to the South, ending fierce speculation over a possible summit. This hours after he said he expected to meet with Kim Jong-un in the not-too-distant future. However, hours before Trump began his visit to South Korea, Pyongyang announced North Korea test-fired cruise missiles off its western coast in a message to those it referred to as enemies. Trump, however, bragged about his relationship with Kim Jong-un, saying he knows him very well, but they were not able to work out timing. The US president added that he would aim to straighten out tensions between North Korea and South Korea as he met Seoul's president for a summit. In fact, Lee, whose country remains technically at war with North Korea, in a way hailed Donald Trump's invitation to Kim Jong-un, saying it had created significant sense of warmth and peace on the Korean peninsula. Trump had earlier said he would love to meet Kim Jong-un during his Asia trip, which would have been their first meeting since the US leaders returned to the White House. North Korea had not responded to the invitation. Kim Jong-un met Trump 3 times for high-profile summits during the US leader's first term. The duo's last and impromptu meeting took place and this was hastily arranged after Trump extended an invitation to Kim Jong-un on Twitter a day prior. Talks, however, collapsed over just how much of its nuclear arsenal the North was willing to give up and what Pyongyang would get in return. Since then, North Korea has repeatedly declared itself an irreversible nuclear state. And WION spoke to Dr. Robert Kelly, a professor of political science at Busan National University in Busan, South Korea, and James J. Marlowe, a West Asia analyst. Listen in to what they had to say on why US President Donald Trump was keen on meeting with the North Korean leader.
If Donald Trump would actually meet Kim Jong-un in North Korea, that, of course, would be an enormous security risk. They'd have to organize it someplace else. It took a long time to put together the previous summits in 2018 and 19 in Hanoi and Singapore. And so I imagine there was actually a great deal of sort of bureaucratic footwork in the back of this that had not been done, which is kind of a Trumpian characteristic, right? To sort of throw these things together on the fly. And so I think that also explains why, if this had happened, my guess is that not too much of it had come from it. It's worth pointing out that the strategic, the political, the ideological gaps between the US and North Korea are pretty wide in order to have a summit actually meet some kind of meaningful benchmark, to have some kind of meaningful deal on nukes or trade or sanctions or whatever the issue is.
Today, I would imagine that the President Trump, has been advised this is not the right time to meet with UN. And as a result, because he is still building up these nuclear weapons, because he's still focused on ballistic missiles and long-range ballistic missiles, he's been advised this is not a good time to do it. It's going to upset the neighbors. And I think that's probably the wise decision.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.